Uber Aberroth. What a journey it's been, but what a blast it's been to progress. Hello and welcome. In this video I plan to share a detailed fight outline with all the lessons I've learned over 400 plus attempts. Let's get right into it. Here's the whole fight, which I've broken down into 4 phases. This boss effectively has 6 health bars, gaining a full 1 worth of shield at the percentages shown in blue. Also, at roughly 76 and 46% health, the boss spawns a Harbinger and goes immune while it's alive. Let's see how the fight starts. Aberroth descends down the staircase and will immediately open with a time-shattering slam. The whole arena becomes deadly except for one small safe circle during his channel, and then when it clears up, you need to run away from where the boss is about to smash down, and avoid the expanding ring. This fight wastes no time getting into the action, and Phase 1 has plenty of abilities to go over. We just saw the time-shattering slam, now let's look at his next 3 abilities he's likely to do. Super Chill Black Hole, Tri-Smash, and the Frontal Ground Destruction. After the slam, his first major ability will be the Super Chilled Black Hole. It deals high damage into close proximity, and will periodically suck in spiraling cold balls. Moving far away from it can make it easier to dodge. The boss's next 2 abilities he'll do will be the Tri-Smash, quickly followed by the Frontal Ground Destruction. Let's go over each of those some more. I've slowed it down a bit to get a closer look first at the Tri-Smash. The boss will start off facing towards the player, then doing a quick series of 3 smashes in a set order. It's always front, then the boss's right, then the boss's left. Tri-Smash is probably one of the most important things to learn how to dodge as it's present in all phases. Let's look at that one more time. The boss will always smash in front, then his right, then his left. Like many abilities, a safe spot can be found behind him. The Frontal Ground Destruction, which comes right after, is a massive cone in front of him, and it's even wider than the line it leaves behind, and then the ground effect persists for around 20 seconds and is very deadly to touch. That's almost everything for Phase 1. At 80% health, he'll get his first 100% health blue shield that needs to be fully DPS through. This does not decay like some other fights. 2 other major abilities that remain for the whole fight are going to be the purple beams that shoot out of the center of the room and the void comets. Let's take a quick look at the purple beams. Even right at the start of the fight, one shoots out of the center of the room at you, and while they only deal small to medium damage, they quickly stack up a debuff that reduces your damage output by 5% per stack, and over the course of the fight, more and more of these will be shooting out in all directions. Void comets are another thing that you'll have to deal with nearly the whole fight. They do tiny damage on impact, but leave behind a permanent void zone that deals medium damage over time. If left unchecked, these can easily fill up most of the arena, and definitely should not be dropped in the center of the room. Phase 2 will begin as soon as you break the boss's first shield and damage him to around 76% or so. He'll become immune and summon a Harbinger of Regret on the far left of the arena. This sad should be quickly and easily dealt with and has no major abilities of note. The good news is that now in Phase 2, there's no more time-shattering slam. The bad news is the boss just gained a whole bunch of new abilities. The first one will be the Entangling Roots. They creep across the arena. These will stack slow and can immobilize you, and they look like a necrotic mist that can be mostly ignored and avoided. Anytime now, if we're far from the boss, he'll do a Fireball Inhale. He faces the player and sucks in around 30 fireballs in a bullet hell fashion 60-degree cone. This attack is best avoided by sidestepping the cone or moving behind the boss. Here's another look at the Fireball Inhale and the Entangling Roots. When you see the boss face you and eye glow orange, that's when you know the fireballs are coming and should get to his side or back. Also, you can see the Entangling Roots creeping around here. They cover around 40% of the room and are spaced out so that once one passes you, that side's going to be safe for a bit. There's several other new abilities in Phase 2, but first let's talk about the arena change in Phase 2.5. The diagram to the right shows 4 different quadrants, which all correspond to an element. There's a different ground effect happening based on where you are positioned for this part. Coming up here, we'll see the boss move down towards us shortly and begin to cast its Blue Comet Barrage. These are going to be high damage projectiles that AoE on impact and should be quickly avoided by moving to his back or side. Now he's going to use his Superheated Black Hole, which puts a ring of fire around us, and after 2 seconds it drops a black hole that helps clean up all of the void zones in the area, while also doing large proximity damage. Taking another look at that black hole, this can be extremely useful for clearing up the center of the arena, in preparation for the final phase of any void zones you might have dropped there early in the fight. A final Phase 2 mechanic is the Spinning Scythe, or Blade of Chaos as it's officially called. This has killed me more than a dozen times and is probably my least favorite thing to die to. Even when I finally killed the boss, it ended up getting the last laugh. Now as we push the boss under 60%, Phase 2.5 begins. Most abilities remain from Phase 2, but the arena has undergone an elemental empowerment, with each section doing something different. I tend to prefer the bottom of the map since the poison damage over time clouds feel the most manageable, while the frost waves in the north feel the most difficult. Play around with which section you like best. Phase 3 begins after you break the boss's 50% blue shield and damage him down slightly to around 46%. A Harbinger will spawn, and a new ability, the blue Slicer Waves, will be the first things you see. There's no more Fireball inhales, and we're still spared from the time-shattering smash, for now. With the boss at 46%, it's a race over to the top of the map to the 1 o'clock position to quickly kill off the Harbinger of Denial. Also, here is what you should not do regarding the blue Slicer Waves. Let's take another look at that transition to Phase 3. We race up to dispatch the Harbinger, and then we'll make our way towards the boss while trying to avoid the blue Slicer, and get the boss into a comfortable position, ideally free of any void zones. The boss gains another shield at 36%, and when you deplete it this time, he will heal up to around 80% actual health and start his transition to Phase 4 with 2 new abilities. I call them the Pizza Slice Beam and the Cone Beam. Here we see the boss healing up to 80%, and his first ability will be the Pizza Slice Beam. He'll target us with a 90-degree slice with a white outline that follows us until about half a second before it's going to cast, and then it locks in place. Right after it ends, he'll do a Cone Beam on our exact location that we need to quickly dodge. This is another look of those two abilities where we had the white outline of the Pizza Slice follow us because we tried to avoid it too early. Also, while these beams are going on, the arena will continue to shrink in size until the start of Phase 4 with just the middle left. Phase 4, you made it. And hopefully the middle of the room is nice and clear. This phase is fast-paced and hectic. You still need to avoid both the Tri-Smash and the Pizza Beam combos this phase. Also, Time-Shattering Smash is back. Just like the start of the fight, Phase 4 begins with a Time-Shattering Smash. Stay in the safe zone until more space opens up, which can be hard to see with just the center of the room available, and then run out and avoid the expanding ring. It can get really crazy with the limited space, and the purple beams out the center just shooting everywhere. Did I mention there's still Void Comets dropping new Void Puddles? Try and focus on what the boss is doing and avoiding their Tri-Smash and their Pizza Beam combos. Those are their hardest hitting abilities. This fight really was so much fun to play and learn. I could probably go on for another 30 minutes about the intricacies of each interaction. Most notably, keep to the outside of the room, keep the center clear, look out for that spinning scythe Blade of Chaos, and try to get a good burn on the boss before he transitions into the center for the last phase. Also, have fun. Here's a few more tips before we wrap up. Most of the boss's abilities have a cooldown, and he won't cast them again until that cooldown is up. Sometimes the ability order is a bit random. It feels like maybe 1 out of 10 times I fight him, he'll cast the super cool black hole after the Tri-Smash instead of before it, at the start of the fight. Also, as your DPS changes, the boss's abilities and ability order can change. One notable big DPS risk is that in the last transition, he will not cast his Beam Cone if brought below 50% HP too fast. In Phase 2 and 3, you can bait the Fireball Inhale and the Blue Comet Barrage by simply being far away from the boss. And a good rule on this fight is when the boss is about to do an ability, run behind him. That's usually going to be the safe spot. That's going to do it for this boss guide. If you liked the video and want to see more, consider dropping a like and a subscribe. If you have any questions for me, I'll try to answer them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching.